Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Pillar 3 of the Womb Kriya Sacred Rite of Passage Journey. Today, I have the honor of introducing you to your womb, to your holy grail, where everything that you have been looking for is awaiting you. Now, your womb is your center. It is the deepest and darkest part, cavern. Literally, the word womb translates to mean cave of your body, which means that all of your deepest and darkest fears, traumas, pain, belief systems, self-judgment, identities, everything that you've bought into, the victim-victimizer programming, the sexual programming that has created distortions in your DNA and your blueprint, all of that is stored in your womb. And that is the first hump that we have to get over to truly awaken our womb. Because once you awaken your womb, then you will find your soul, you will find Shakti, you will find your creativity, and you will find the doorway to your upper chakras, your heart, your voice, your third eye, and your crown. You have to drop into your womb if you want to open these chakras. Again, we have to descend in order to ascend. So let's dive right in. Let's dive deep down into our wombs, your holy grail, where literally everything that your lineage did not heal, they passed on to you. From where? Their womb. When you spent 9 months in your mother's womb, you were receiving every thought, feeling, emotion, belief system, program, identity that she had running in her body. When you were in your grandmother's womb, inside of your mother's egg, guess what? You were feeling and receiving every thought, feeling, emotion, program, self-limiting belief system, judgment that your grandmother also had. When the sperm and the egg came together and created you, you received everything as well from your father's lineage that they could not heal or did not know how to heal. And it's awaiting you in your womb to be healed. And if it's not healed in your womb, guess what? If you choose to reproduce, you pass on all those traumas and wounds and pain and everything that is stored in your womb to the next generation. And if you choose not to reproduce, like me, then this is your golden opportunity to go in there and clean out your womb so you can get to all the hidden gems that your womb has waiting for you. They're just buried underneath all your shadow aspects, all of your deepest and darkest fears and pain. All of that is armoring that lines your womb and actually constricts and hardens your cells of your womb, desensitizing you, numbing you to your true pleasure potential. So the pleasure that you think you're having and feeling through sex is not your true pleasure potential. Your true pleasure potential exists on the other side of all the pain that is lining the walls of your womb. And as I shared in my journey, when I was doing womb healing here, from here, not from here, I thought I was feeling my womb. And yes, I was feeling whatever I could feel at that level from this headspace. But I was not fully embodied in my womb. And once I anchored deep into my womb, the pain that I found there to this day, and I have done so much de-armoring, but I'm going to share with you that your womb is a matrix. The womb journey is a spiral because it mirrors your cerebellum, which if you look at your cerebellum, it's a labyrinth. So this healing journey is a spiral. It is never ending because once you heal your stuff, all your traumas and wounds and pain and repressed emotions, all the programming, belief system, self-judgment, self-worth, lack of self-love, blah, 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 blah. Once you clear out all of that from this life, which is in the first spiral of your fascial womb matrix, the second spiral is past life stuff. The third spiral is ancestral stuff. The fourth spiral is collective stuff that we all have in our wombs that keeps us all connected to one another, sharing the same pain. So when you heal, I heal, and when I heal, you heal. And then that outer level is all of your galactic life stuff, distortions, wars that occurred between the masculine and feminine that originally created this mind-body split, this disembodiment epidemic. We're carrying those memories in the cells, in the molecules, in the tissues of our womb as well. And we unlock those memories by de-armoring our womb, by going in there and transmuting the stuck frequencies, because this armor literally has the molecules slowing down, connecting to one another, connecting to more molecules, getting bigger and bigger and bigger, creating a stuckness, creating a blockage in your energy flow, in the awakening and liberation of your Shakti, blocking you from that pleasure potential that I talked about that exists on the other side of that dam, and that dam is all the armor. So it's holding you back from experiencing your true pleasure potential. So we got to go in there and we got to clean out all of that stuckness. And that is then going to ripple throughout our life, clearing away the blockages and the stuckness in every area of our life. Because with your womb being your center, when it is vibrationally out of balance, every area of your life, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, sexually, all of those areas of your life are also going to be vibrationally out of balance. Because one of the things that you will find and awaken within your womb, I've mentioned her name before, her name is Shakti. She is your inner healer. She is your shaman. She is your divine feminine essence that has been repressed, locked away, hidden, buried, made wrong, judged, shamed, feared, prohibited, tortured, killed for thousands of years. So we locked her away because it wasn't safe for her to come out and play. So she's been buried underneath all the pain of those thousands of years of repression. So to unlock her, we actually have to go in and start clearing out those vibrational frequencies so she can feel safer and safer and safer to liberate herself. With Shakti being your divine feminine essence, she is your feeling presence. She is that which feels your body when you make that journey from your mind into your womb. She is the energy that creates everything in your life. She is the energy that also destroys everything in your life. And this is where it gets really tricky, because along the healing journey, I like to talk about the 3 stages of awakening. We go from asleep, dormant. Shakti is not awake at all. So when Shakti starts coming awake, it's like that righteous anger that starts waking up. It's a distorted version of her, where she's not totally awake yet. She's not embodying her divine self, but she's waking up and she's been angry for being repressed for so long. And oftentimes those unconscious defense systems and patterns and words we say, they come out when she's not fully integrated as her divine self. But along this journey, the more you awaken her, the more you channel that righteous anger, that sacred rage, into going into your womb and looking for the pain, the armoring, the traumas, the wounds, the repressed emotions. You go in there because it's an opportunity to wake up more Shakti. It's an opportunity for Shakti to dance and burn away that which does not serve you. So going in and looking for pain, going into your deepest, darkest aspects of your psyche is fun, and it should be invited instead of feared, because it's your opportunity to wake up your divine feminine, your Shakti, your inner healer. Now, with Shakti being your creative energy, your sexual energy, your sensual energy, this primordial life force energy that creates and destroys. She creates everything in your life. And like I mentioned, she also destroys. And while she's in that distorted version, she can destroy that which is also good for her by lashing out, by activating trauma responses unconsciously and then regretting it later. But also, when she's awakening, we're still creating from our distortions that are stored in our womb. So if there are programs, limiting belief systems, fears, shame, traumas and childhood wounds, ancestral patterns, if there is any of that stored in your womb, that is the predominant vibrational frequency from which you are creating your life, which means you send out that frequency, and guess what you receive in return? You receive experiences that match and align with that vibrational frequency. So for example, if you haven't processed and integrated fear, the core baseline vibration of fear stored in your womb, then you are going to create experiences in your reality that invoke fear, instill fear, validate your fear, which causes then your ego to fear dropping into your womb to clear out that fear. So it's this vicious cycle, and we have to keep reminding our mind and our ego, it's safe to drop in there because I need to clear this out so I don't keep creating the same experiences, the same triggers that are so fucking painful over and over again. That is my motivation to continue dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. Your womb has also been called the seat of your soul because it is the home of your soul. It is your holy grail within your temple, your pelvic chalice, whom you will get to meet tomorrow. With your womb being the seat of your soul, it is where you find soul memories, your soul purpose. It's where you remember who you are and why you are here. It is where you pull in your higher self. As you shed your trauma self, as you shed the pain in your pain body, you are able to inhale and breathe in and pull in through your womb the portal that connects you to the infinite universe, the cosmos. You pull in your soul and you pull her up, and that's the dance of Shakti, transmuting blockages along the way, along those 72,000 nadis, so that you can receive more of your soul, more of your higher self, so you can literally be your higher self embodied in your body, feeling, living, breathing, moving, dancing, speaking from your higher self, instead of your trauma self that is taking up space in your body, because the roots of your trauma self are anchored into your womb. But once we uproot those, you've just created space to now receive your higher self, your soul. So then what else do you find in your womb? Like I said, you find the doorway to these higher chakras. We've been told a misconception, and it was a misconception that worked for us at the time, that we bought into as truth, that the longest journey we have to make is from our head to our heart, that the heart is the portal, the heart is the key, the heart is the doorway. And yes, your heart is an amazing, magnificent, huge portal to unconditional love, which is why we are here. It's the doorway to divine union. However, there's another doorway. There's a hidden doorway inside of your womb that opens your heart. So if you only make it from your mind to your heart, you have not totally allowed your heart to blossom open. Your heart can only truly, fully open by going through your womb. Your womb has held these doorways, these portals to these higher chakras all along. However, patriarchal programming, the sexual programming, all the pain that's stored in our womb, all of those are kind of like the safeguards. They're detours that keep us from dropping deep into our womb. We've been programmed to resent our womb through our menstrual cycle. We've been programmed that anything and everything involving our womb is shameful and sinful and dirty and perverted and da 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 da. We've bought into all of that. We've handed away our power, which has locked us out of our womb, which keeps us disconnected from our soul, which keeps us disconnected from Shakti, which keeps us disconnected from our soul purpose. So when we're looking for what am I here for, what's my soul purpose, you will only find that by going into your womb. You will only be able to open your heart to unconditional love for you first before you can open your heart to unconditional love for others through your womb. This doorway to your heart is on your cervix, along with another doorway to your crown chakra, opening you to divinity. So when our womb is armored with traumas and wounds, all of that is the dust over that doorway. And the dust is so thick that we can't even see the doorway, we can't even feel the doorway, and even when we get near the doorway, oh, it's so painful. So we don't want to go there. No, not at all. But the more we de-armor our wombs is the more that doorway opens. And physiologically, biologically, anatomically, and energetically speaking, your womb has a direct connection with all of these higher chakras, your heart, your throat, your third eye, and your crown, through one, your nervous system. The same nerve that innervates your heart innervates your womb. There is a fascial line that connects your womb to your heart. The deepest channel found within your body runs between your womb and your heart. And it is called the Sea of Blood because it regulates your blood that's flowing between your womb and your heart. There are so many different anatomical, biological connections between your womb and your heart that literally the more you sink deeper into your womb, your heart just opens more and more and more. Every time that I have had a heart opening, it's like, wow, I can't believe my heart is opening this much. And then there's more and more. And that is the theme of all of my womb Kriya ceremonies. That not enough wound that began me on this journey, that led me down this pathway of creating and giving birth to the womb Kriyas. The opposite side, the duality of that not enough wound is also the fear of too much. So along this journey of awakening your womb and channeling your Shakti into your higher chakras to open them, you will encounter another fear, the fear of too much feeling presence, too much intensity, too much energy, too much emotions, too much. But I will always remind you, there is never such a thing as too much. We came here to create space, to be too much, to embody the too muchness of the infinite space that we are, because we're just vibrational frequencies. So now moving on up to your throat. Your throat and your womb, your cervix, your neck, they both mean the same thing. They are mirrors of one another. They began in your mother's womb embryologically at the same time, and then everything between your throat and neck and your womb grew in between. And it actually began as we move on up to your third eye. Your clitoris and your third eye began as one, and then everything between the two grew in between them, separating 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. So when we look at all of these beautiful mirrors and reflections, this doorway, your diaphragm, is the doorway between your lower chakras and your higher chakras. To awaken your Shakti, to awaken your Kundalini, to reconnect to divinity, to reclaim your sovereignty, we have to open this doorway. We have to be able to channel our Shakti through these higher chakras, because this doorway keeps our lower feminine body disconnected and separated from our upper masculine body. So when we look at the throat is magical, energetically speaking, because it is the other outlet of your expression. Your soul enters through your womb. You express who you are by what you create from your womb, the vibrational frequencies stored in your womb. You create your life, your reality from there. You also create your reality, your life, your experiences from here. This is your second outlet of expression. If this doorway is not open, if your soul is not able to rise up into your voice, then you are speaking from your trauma self, your mind, your ego. And that is where we still find ourselves here, stuck in that distorted phase, that second stage of awakening, where I mentioned where you'll get triggered and you know better, but you say something that you then regret because you recognize that was your trauma self speaking. That was your distorted Kali speaking from her righteous rage instead of your divine Kali speaking. So as you go on this journey, you will notice the veils dropping, your energy centers, your portals, your outlets of expression opening, and your channel, your body, your vehicle becoming more clear as you shed more of your pain body and activate more of your light body, as you shed more of your trauma self and activate more of your higher self. So when we look at the throat and the womb, when we look at how it's all connected, if one is repressed, that means the other is repressed. So if this outlet of expression is numb, is armored, is traumatized, if you fear it, if you shame it, you are also going to find all of those same vibrational frequencies here in your throat chakra, here in your heart as well. Your voice is going to be repressed, armored, traumatized. You'll find yourself feeling shameful to use your voice. That fear of saying yes when you want to and no when you want to. We hold ourselves back. We make reasons and justifications to satisfy other people because our true authentic expression, our ability to speak our truth has been repressed because that is directly linked to Shakti. Speaking your truth once may have gotten you killed, tortured, abused. You realized it wasn't safe to speak your truth, so you shut down your voice. And in so doing, you shut down your womb, keeping your soul, your higher self, locked out of these higher chakras. Once again, the same nerves that control your throat control your womb. The most important one, the vagus nerve, which is your parasympathetic system principal nerve. Activating your vagus nerve shifts you over into your parasympathetic nervous system. So a lot of the womb Kriyas were created to free this fascial line pulling between your jaw, which is a mirror of your pelvis. I'll be speaking a little bit more about that tomorrow, but your throat, your mouth, your tongue, the tip of your tongue is the beginning of the fascial line that pulls down the back of your throat, down your chin, through here, all the way to your clitoris. And this fascial line, if there are blockages in your authentic expression, there are blockages in this channel, which means every time that you feel emotions rising up to be expressed, you may feel a lump in your throat. That is a mirror, a symbol, a message from your body that there is a blockage in that channel. Your expression, the release of your emotions cannot flow out. So that lump in your throat arises and gets stuck there. And that same blockage is in this channel flowing between the tip of your tongue and your clitoris. So we do a lot of sounding in the womb Kriyas. We do a lot of stretching of the fascia to open up that connection, to restore our authentic expression, to reclaim our soul and our higher self. And then opening the third eye, like I mentioned. So the third eye and the clitoris began as one in your mother's womb. And then on day 49, at the end of 7 weeks, your soul pops in and chooses a gender. And you either choose to be a female and keep the clitoris, or choose to be a male and grow a penis out of that clitoris. So in the womb, we all began as females. So we all have the same fascial lines. Men have a womb as well. So when we look at this connection, when we look at the fact that the clitoris can actually calcify just like the pineal gland, this fascial line that connects the two, there's a channel that runs between the two that also has blockages, that prevents us from truly anchoring in, once again, our soul and higher self, to be able to open our third eye, to be able to see, to be able to remember all of those ancient memories and visions that we have, either going back in this life, past lives, our ancestors' lives, galactic lives, or being able to see from the collective perspective and go, wow, okay, this is what the collective is healing. That opens for you when this channel between your third eye and your clitoris open. And it's interesting because this channel is also a deep shame channel. We have to clear out all the shame from the sexual programming that lives along this channel. And we do that with the womb Kriyas. And then finally, the last doorway that you find on your cervix opens your crown chakra. There are these two reflexology points on your cervix that directly connect to your heart and to your crown chakra. Like I mentioned, opening your heart and opening your crown so that when your Shakti rises to meet Shiva at your crown, they can then come together in divine union, unite, and rise together in divinity. And this journey isn't just about awakening your divine feminine. This journey is about awakening your divine feminine and also healing and transmuting blockages in your masculine so that you can awaken to your divine masculinity. Because if one is toxic, the other is toxic. So we can't just focus on healing our feminine or only our masculine. We have to focus on healing both. And we do that by dropping into our womb, which in Chinese medicine has been called the curious organ, because it's so very interesting that the womb is a blend of yin and yang energies. It's hollow, yet muscular. It's soft, yet flexible and fluid. It can expand, it can contract. So the womb, this fascial matrix that the womb exists within, is literally your vibrational center. And when it is out of balance, all other areas of your life and of your body are out of balance, because all energies must flow through these channels that pass through or begin in your womb. So it is time to now meet the sacred home, the holy temple of your womb, your pelvic chalice, which we will find there are 7 different types of pain imprints stored in your pelvic chalice that keeps it restricted, that keeps it stuck, that keeps you having to go to the chiropractor to get the same adjustment over and over for that same misalignment in your SI joint, which is exactly what I experienced. And that has been this driving force of, how do I heal this? How do I heal this? And out of all the women who have joined me in sacred ceremony or joined me in womb Kriyas, guess what? We all have this similar pain stored in our hips. So I will see you tomorrow, where I will introduce you to your pelvic chalice and the 7 different types of pain imprints that are stored in your pelvic chalice, keeping it stuck, keeping it restricted, thereby keeping your womb stuck and restricted and feeling as though she doesn't have the space to breathe and expand and to be. I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being on this sacred rite of passage journey with me. I love you all.